So, what if I told you that the secret to making our smartest technology even smarter is hidden inside complete and total chaos? Yeah, it sounds like a total contradiction, right? But stick with me, because today we're going to dive into how the science of disorder is actually creating a brand new, way more powerful kind of order for AI.
Take a look at this. At first glance, it just seems like a random, tangled mess. But is it really? Or is there something else going on here? A hidden structure, maybe? A secret pattern that's just waiting for us to figure it out? This very question, it gets right to the heart of what chaos theory is all about.
Okay, so to really get this, we first have to kind of break down what we think we know about chaos. So first up, let's bust a huge, super common myth about what that word actually means.
All right, this right here is the big aha moment. On the one hand, you have what we all think chaos is. Just a random mess, no rules, totally unpredictable. But scientifically, it's pretty much the exact opposite. A chaotic system is something called deterministic, which is just a fancy way of saying it actually follows very specific hidden rules. The real twist, the kicker, is its extreme sensitivity. So chaos isn't the absence of order, it's just a much, much more complex and delicate kind of order.
Okay, so with that myth totally busted, now we can get into the really cool science behind it all. Let's start decoding the rules that run these incredibly complex systems and figure out what makes them so darn surprising.
So here it is, the core definition. Chaos theory is all about studying complex dynamical systems. I know, it sounds super technical, but really, it just means systems that are always changing and have a ton of moving parts. Like the weather or the stock market, or even your own heartbeat. The absolute key thing to remember is that in these systems, a tiny, almost invisible change at the very beginning can just explode into a massively different result later on.
And that idea is perfectly captured by this, maybe the most famous concept from chaos theory, the butterfly effect. This amazing metaphor, which comes from the work of a meteorologist named Edward Lorenz, it just perfectly nails that extreme sensitivity we were just talking about. A tiny, tiny cause can have a gigantic, unbelievable effect. So how does this actually happen? Well, you can think of it like a simple three-step dance. First, some tiny, almost unnoticeable change happens right at the beginning. Second, the system just does its thing. It evolves over time following its own secret rules. And then third, that little bitty nudge from the start snowballs into something completely and drastically different in the end. And that, right there, is the butterfly effect in action.
Okay, so this is a really fascinating theory, right? But what in the world does it have to do with computers and artificial intelligence? Well, this is where the story gets really good, and where all this abstract theory starts to have some powerful, real-world impact.
So here's the big challenge. The real world isn't neat. It's not predictable or simple. It's messy, it's complex, it's chaotic. And our standard AI models, while they're amazing at finding simple patterns in clean data, they often just get totally lost when they come face to face with the truly chaotic systems that run our actual lives. So how do we fix that? This table lays it out perfectly. Just look at that approach row. A standard AI, it tries to ignore complexity, to smooth it out. But a chaos-informed AI, it's built to embrace it. It's not just looking for the obvious simple patterns, it's designed to find that hidden order inside the disorder. That makes it the perfect tool for tackling these messy, dynamic, real-world problems.
And the results of this shift? Well, they can be absolutely huge. I mean, just look at this potential boost in prediction accuracy. By understanding and actually working with the chaotic nature of a system instead of fighting it, these new AI models can make a massive leap in how well they perform. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is a real game changer.
And this isn't just some hypothetical idea on a chart. This whole new way of thinking is already starting to reshape how we predict the future, in everything from forecasting a hurricane to navigating the madness of Wall Street. Let's check out some of the real-world impacts. Take weather forecasting. That's where chaos theory was basically born. By applying these new kinds of AI models, researchers are seeing the potential for up to a 24% improvement in short-term accuracy. And that's not just a number, you guys. That means better storm warnings that literally save lives. It means farmers can be more efficient, and it gives us a much clearer picture of our changing climate. So what's the bottom line here? Why does this all matter? Well, it's because we're finally starting to unlock systems that we once thought were fundamentally unpredictable. We're talking about maybe stabilizing financial markets because we can see a crash coming, or creating personalized medicine that adapts to our body's own unique, chaotic rhythms. It could even help self-driving cars navigate the unbelievably complex flow of city traffic. Seriously, the applications are everywhere.
So what this all really comes down to is this incredible shift in how we see the world. By teaching AI to embrace chaos, we're not losing control at all. In fact, we're gaining a much deeper, more powerful kind of understanding. And that leaves us with a really exciting question to think about. As we get better and better at finding the hidden order inside the disorder, what other parts of our world, the parts we've always just written off as unpredictable, what will we finally start to understand next?